Previously on the Major League Gaming Call of Duty Pro League.
Rise had their work cut out for them, but fortunately, these guys are pretty solid online. Looney with his broken left hand, still gaming.
And we saw some amazing performances on Rise Nation, especially from Fwiz.
You got attached, the man who can always put up big numbers.
Let's go!
Very fun about that.
This is Envy. Merc, Formal, JCap, and Nameless came in with a plan,
But really, the guy to watch the entire weekend was Formal.
they may be a favorite to once again finish in the top two.
Go, Matthew, go. Go, Matthew.
The craziness on Twitter over the last 16 hours, let me catch you up. Oh, Karma, arguably the best player in all of Call of Duty, is a free agent. Karma has come to FaZe, and Dito has gone to Evil Geniuses, OpTic Nation. It seems that everything is paying off. These guys are currently holding on to the number 3 spot in the COD League, challenging for that number 1 position.
Nice, boss. 3v1.
He went Vox, he went to your right.
Let's go.
Oh.
OpTic Gaming's rise from 11th place in the COD League all the way into our top 6. We saw OpTic Gaming decide to make the move from the East Coast over in Chicago to go out to the West Coast.
Every win is crucial, pretty much.
Nice proof, let's go, huge win.
Let's go, bro! Let's go, bro!
Denial was on a bit of a downward spiral, able to turn it back around in the final 2 weeks.
If Vanquish wins 2 matches this evening, they are in. They are guaranteed a spot in Season 3. But tonight, Noble.VQ is our squad to watch. They determine their own fate, trying to prevent the push, and I think they've done it, Maeve.
Noble, what an impressive performance from them tonight.
Oh, play for you're putting that one. That two, getting it! 8 MLG teams that qualified.
Here we go, Fwiz.
No! No! Oh my God! At least like he gets it. Oh Lord, Puckett!
Look at this,
Oh
man.
my God!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the MLG Columbus Season 3 Finals Bracket Show. I am so excited. The tournament starts tomorrow. It's going to be all weekend. What an amazing tournament we have for you. And you can watch it all live exclusively here at MLG.TV. Now, today, I'm going to be joined by 3 experts who are going to be helping me break down their brackets and also my bracket as we try and predict what's going to happen this weekend. But before we get to them, let's have a quick look at what the teams are going to be playing for this weekend. As you can see, the total prizing, a huge $75,000. First place will be walking away with $30,000, second $15,000, third place $10,000, fourth $6,000, fifth and sixth $4,000, and of course seventh and eighth $3,000. That means everybody is walking away with some money this weekend. Congratulations to all the teams, of course, that qualified, but I believe now my guests for today are ready and waiting. We have, of course, the wonderful Maven, who's going to be joining me casting, Crimsix, our analyst, and Neslo, who is a pro player who sadly failed to qualify. You suck. How you doing, guys?
Oh man. Pretty good after that one. Oh,
yeah.
God.
You guys all having a good day so far?
Yeah, I think we were just discussing how none of us have really slept.
Well, that's always good, you know, no sleep, everyone excited for the weekend. Of course, Crim's joining myself and Maven. Neslo, you're sitting there watching. But yeah, guys, I'm going to be doing it all day. I'm here all week, guys.
Watching, he's just watching live.
Exactly, exactly. But let's just quickly talk about the tournament format. Obviously, we all know how these tournaments kind of go. We've got 2 pro players and 2 casters here. So we'll bring up the graphic on the screen for the tournament format. And there you see it. Best of 5, double elimination, and vetoes before every match. And I believe if you've been following Mr. Adam Apicella on Twitter, there may be a cheeky little surprise in terms of that veto system. But in terms of all the teams competing this weekend, let's kick things off. Team EnVyUs, guys. What are your thoughts on Team Envy? Crim, I'm curious to know, you've been playing against Envy all year long. What are their pros? What are their cons?
You know, EnVyUs a solid team. They've been top 4 like all year long. I think that, you know, EnVy they're one of the contenders to me in this tournament, and you know, I think that they can win, but do I think they're going to win this tournament? No. You know, EnVyUs always that team that if you play really aggressive against them, they usually just shut down. So the key to beating EnVyUs is just, you know, run at them, like get in their face, and you know, I think they're going to do well though.
Okay. Just basically be aggressive against EnVy and you should come out on top. Makes sense. Makes sense. Another team which I'm really, really interested about this event is actually Rise Nation. Now, Rise, for me, have really kind of been that slow-picking team that just kind of appeared out of nowhere, if you will. Of course, Pac-Man, Looney, Wheats, and Attach. And now all of a sudden they're becoming more and more of a household name. Neslo, talk to me a little bit about Rise. You know, what are the pros? What are the cons?
I mean, one of the biggest cons that Rise has is definitely inconsistency. You know, pretty sure they lost to Justice to place outside of like the top 12 at UMG Dallas. But now they finally got like a top 4 finish on their hand. Everyone called them a warrior. Everyone called them jokes in the league. And they use that as fire. I think Looney's probably like, he's like an exceptionally good player on their team. And he's probably the most consistent. It really just comes down to Pac-Man. Like if Pac-Man plays well, does his role OBJ, they're a top 4 team on LAN, and they showed in Nashville. Yeah,
Pac-Man's been doing some really great leadership, and especially bringing on Attach. A lot of guys remember, you know, Attach's performance at X Games, for example, and he was very, very talented there, but still just a little bit inconsistent, I think it's fair to say. So underneath Pac-Man now, I'm hoping to see this Rise team really come out and cause some big upsets. They've had some big results in recent times, especially in the online COD League. And, you know, they played relatively well at LAN, so I'm excited to see what they're going to be up to this weekend. But moving on, another team we're going to be seeing, it's a fan favorite, Maven, OpTic Gaming. What can you tell me about this squad?
Oh, a roller coaster, aren't they?
They really are.
It's, I mean, I feel like every event they've had series where they look like they can contend. They can make it to the finals. They can make that run, possibly win it all. And then they have series that have just been kind of hard to watch. You know, if you look at the Rise series they had at this past event, you know, they choked away some games. They sort of threw away some. Yeah. But always a contender. There's too much talent on that team not to, you know, consider them to, you know, to possibly take it all, at least finish in a top 3 spot. But a roller coaster for us as casters and also the fans. Yeah, they've had some very, very close games in recent times. And, of course, they picked up X Games Gold earlier on this year. But, you know, they're really, I think they want another championship under the belt. And, of course, this is the last championship that we're going to see on Call of Duty Go. So I'm excited to see who is going to walk away with it. And, of course, OpTic Gaming's brother team, or sister team, if you will, OpTic Nation, who have, you know, arguably the best search and destroy player in the world. Killer. I'm sure, Krim, you'll have something to say about that, as you have been known to drop extremely high numbers in search and destroy. But this Nation team, Krim, what do they have to do this weekend? Nation has to win DOMs. You know, Nation... I remember Samir and Killa were like asking me about it last night. I think Ricky was in the call too. They were all like arguing with each other. And it was pretty funny because they were all like, what's our problem? What's our problem? Like they went to every pro player. And, you know, I wasn't sure what happened last night, if they got destroyed or something like that. But basically I told them when I look at that team and I play them, I'm saying, okay, we're winning the DOMs. They might win the searches. And then it's all about the blitz and the DOM. So basically, like, if they win DOMs, they're a solid team. But I think the statistic was like they won 2 out of 7 at the last event. Wow. So, yeah. Or maybe the last event and the event before that, Dallas. That's just not good enough. But yeah, 2 out of 7 is just not good enough for a game type. Right. You know, if they get that to maybe 50-50, like if they go fucking, oops. If they go like 3 and 4, and DOMs are like 4 and 3 in DOMs, then, you know, like I can see them placed in top 4. But, you know, if they don't win DOMs, they're not going to win. Well, it depends what Bose shows up too. He did not have a very good Nashville. I think we can all kind of agree on that. And that's going to make it difficult to win DOMs when he is struggling like he was. Well, speaking of Nashville, another team that we are, of course, going to be seeing this weekend is the UMG Nashville champions, Team FaZe. This team, honestly, one of my favorite teams to watch. Sensor, Parasite, Apathy, and of course, 2-time world champion Karma sitting pretty at the end. Such an explosive team. But Neslo, for me, when I watch this team, it's kind of like they shouldn't work. They argue all the time, but for some reason, when it comes to LAN, it just clicks.
I mean, they're one of the teams that put in a lot of work before Nashville. They had a lot of arguments, and some arguments are productive, you know, once in a while to just see how you're playing the game, if you're playing the game right. And you look at the talent on that team, like you have Parasite, Apathy, Karma, and then you have Sensor. Like they have talent to win championships between, you know, those four.
Right.
But the chemistry, I mean, the chemistry between Karma and Parasite, I think the friendship there is kind of helped the arguments, you know, cool down a little bit. And then you let Apathy do his thing. You know, I've teamed with Apathy.
Of course.
When you let him do his thing in every game type, he's a monster. And
Honestly,
that's pretty much what they do.
He's so good. He really has impressed me at the very end of this season. He's really been putting up some big numbers. And next team I want to take a look at is actually Denial. And this is a team which, Krim, yourself and TP said earlier on this week on ESR that you think this could be a team to really go the full distance. And Denial, if I'm honest, is a team which I really enjoy watching. I think they're a fantastic team. Maven, you've been casting over Denial now for quite some time. What are your thoughts on Denial? What do they need to do this weekend to try and walk away with the championship?
Keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they've been in the finals the past couple events. They've taken home one, and I think, I mean, kind of hard to argue, at least over the past, 2 to 3 months, they are the most consistent team. They've, is it like 6 2Ks and 5Ks in a row or something?
Yeah.
They had that streak where they ripped off like 8 games in a row in the league, or 8 series in a row in the league. They would have won National had it not been for a bomb glitch that kind of threw off an S&D round. In my opinion, they should have won that event. So I think it's hard to argue against wanting to pick them to at least be in the finals.
Yeah, very talented team, as you said. Up next, Noble.VQ, our 7th team that's going to be attending this weekend. Noble, a team who really, you know, I want to say struggled a little bit this season. You know, Slasher, Sender, Chino, and of course Miyagi, but they managed to get the work done. Krim, you played against these guys a lot. What can you tell me about Noble?
I hate them.
10 out of 10 for input there, Krim.
They qualified over me. They can win S&Ds in this game. They can run through smoke extremely well. You know.
I'm sensing you're not a fan of Noble. I'm just getting that vibe.
I'm not a fan because of how they play in S&D, and it's just they kind of do like the reckless, just I'm gonna run this way, Jimmy. Let's see if it works, and then you know if it works, they get 4. That guy gets 4 kills because he's shooting everyone in the back.
So
I can't wait for Krim's analysis at this event tomorrow, especially when they're like blind monkeys.
Well, moving on, our 8th and final team attending this weekend is, of course, Most Wanted. I'm a massive fan of all the guys on Most Wanted, to be completely honest with you. I'm so glad to see them be playing against Spacely, Classic, Huddle, and, of course, Slacked. Neslo, you got any info on this Most Wanted team? What are they going to need to do this weekend?
Chemistry. Like that's what Most Wanted is based off, and people kind of forget that, you know, Spacely, Huddle, and Slacked, they've been teaming for a long time, and like they've been on teams together for a very long time. They all understand the game. They're all really talented. I think Slacked individually is very talented. He was amazing at Black Ops 2.
Yep.
And you know, Classic was a good addition to that team when they created that team. He's also another playmaker. They're really good at search and destroy. People don't really look at that, but you know, S&D wins championships, and overall they've been consistent, and people are still overlooking them.
So true. So true. You can never overlook your opposition. Well, that's all 8 teams that we're going to be seeing live this weekend at, of course, the Season 3 finals. For now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we return, we're going to be taking a look at everybody's brackets, and we're going to be able to laugh at some who are just completely wrong. We'll be back.